my name is Kalandra. You're watching CTV, and I'm back with another video. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to look at good content every week. And if you don't, you're whack.
You know what? She's just whack.
Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about friendships. I have dealt with a lot of horrible, toxic friendships in my life. So everything that I'm saying is going to be true as fuck. I'm going to be talking about red flags that I ignored constantly, okay? Because every friendship I had, I would just ignore the red flags. I let these bitches play in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really fucked with them, but they didn't fuck with me. It was just I just felt like it was very one-sided. So these are the signs that you're dealing with a one-sided friendship. And I'm just going to go ahead and get into it because people will befriend you just to drain your energy, just to have somebody to keep around, use for whatever gain they can get out of you. And then when they're done draining you, they'll be done with you. They're going to cut you off and move on with their life like they never met you type shit. And I had that happen to me. So I'm going to talk about the red flags that I ignored in my friendships. And I'm a lot more cautious now when it comes to befriending women, but we're going to get into it. They only hit you up when they want something. I've dealt with that a lot. Now, I had a friendship, right, where it would go from, I guess, me and this friend genuinely hanging out just to chill to over time, I felt like she only called me or texted me if she needed something. Mostly money. Like, she would just hit me up if she needed money, a ride somewhere, or whatever. But never actually genuinely wanted to just chill, hang out, do stuff that friends want to do. Now, if you're dealing with somebody and they're constantly calling you to borrow something from you, and there's nothing wrong with helping people out, but people will take advantage. Like, you don't want a friend around that's going to constantly want to get everything out of you, run you dry. Basically, yeah, I mean, it's that simple. They only hit you up if they need something. And then when they see you doing better in your life, they're going to try to come back and act like you owe them something. But that's basically what it is. Like, every time, you hear from this person, it's never to check up on you and see how you're doing. And even if they did, ask you how you were doing, a lot of times it don't be genuine. And somebody can hit you up, be like, hey, what's up? Like, the small talk type of thing. It's very forced, very, fake as hell. And then, oh, can you do this for me? Can I borrow $10? Can I borrow $20? Can you give me a ride? Like, if you're dealing with that type of person, they don't really fuck with you. They're using you, and you need to cut them off, period. Another sign that you're dealing with a one-sided friendship is that you're always there for them, but they're never there for you. So, just like what I said about anytime, somebody would hit me up, they would want something from me. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm human. Sometimes I fall short. I mean, I never really asked anybody for money, but anytime I needed like a ride somewhere, for example, because I wasn't always driving, or just simple support, like, or even for my birthday, like, I always showed up for most of my friends, damn near all my friends, every time they had a birthday party or something coming on up. And then, like, when my birthday came around, I had this one friend who would always have something planned for her birthday, right? I'll always be there for her birthday. I went on a birthday trip with her. I always did something, or always been there for her birthday. But anytime my birthday came around, she was never, ever there for me. I don't think I ever celebrated my birthday with this particular friend. It's always, oh, I don't have enough money, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. It's just always, I can't, or I don't got no money, and I'm not even asking for money. Like, I'm not even asking for you to do the most. I'm asking for you to just simply be there. Like, anytime I had something important going on, it was always, people flaking out on me at the last minute at that, like, bailing out on me in the last minute, having some type of excuse, gaslighting me. and all this type of shit. And that's not a real friend, especially anytime y'all had something going on, anytime y'all needed some help. You know, majority of the time when I was able to do that, I did it. Like, I helped you, I showed up for you. You know, I'm not perfect, I can't, you know, help people all the time, but I did more than people helped me, and that's one-sided. And I'm not the type of person that's gonna count favors or count as many times I did for the many times I did something for somebody. And a lot of times people will use that as a way to gaslight you, like, oh, you're counting favors or you're not a real friend. But it should not be one-sided. Like I said, friendship is supposed to be an equal partnership or equal relationship. If I'm helping you sometimes and I'm there for you, as a friend, you should be there for me too. And don't let people gaslight you with that, because of course, you know, I was easily manipulated. I let people, you know, guilt trip me into doing things, or have them made me believe that they were my real friends, but they really weren't, and they were never ever there for me. Like, I did so many things by myself. I've been flaked out on a lot, and I had to cut people off because of that. Because, like, how are you my friend if you're never there for me? So this is going to piggyback off of what I just said. Okay, so you know how I said people always want you to be there for them, doing stuff for them, you know what I'm saying? And don't ever be there for me, right? Or won't ever be there for you. Okay, what about the second that you actually establish your boundaries? But before I even get into that, when I would ask a favor from my friends or ask them to be there for me and they can't do it or they don't want to do it, I will just accept it, you know? Like, even if they flake out on me, like, oh, let's go do this, and they're just like, no, I don't want to do that, you know, I'm just like, okay, that's fine, and I go about my day. Or, can you do this for me? And they're like, no, I can't do that, sorry. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, I would brush it off, you know, until I got tired of it, or they borrowed my money or something like that. Can I have my money back? Well, I don't have it right now. So I would just like be like, okay. But let's say when I finally, you know, established my boundaries and, you know, I got tired of, let's say, certain people borrowing money from me, right? Because they would constantly do that every time I get paid or every other week. Can I borrow $20? Can I borrow $40? Can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? Over time, you know, I got tired of it, and I'm just like, yo, you need to give me my money back. And I'm not the type of person that's gonna count favors and all of that, but it's like, at the same time, if you're telling me that you're gonna pay me back, then pay me back. Be on your word, you know what I'm saying? It's, oh, you're not a real friend, you're selfish, you need to reevaluate the type of friend you are. Or if I say no to anything, instead of just accepting it, they will argue me down until I do it, you know, or manipulate me into doing whatever it is they want me to do. They'll get upset, cut me off, you know, make me feel, guilt trip me, gaslight me, and make me feel like shit. That's when I had to realize I didn't want to accept that type of behavior no more. And there was nothing wrong with me feeling the way I felt. And I wasn't being selfish. I was just establishing my boundaries, and I didn't know what boundaries were. So basically what I'm saying is, if you have the type of friendships where they do not respect your boundaries constantly, and then when you finally decide to have boundaries and they get really upset, but yet you respect their boundaries, but they don't respect yours, that's a problem. And that's when you know you need to cut that friendship off. Like, you need to be done with them, because they're going to continue to do that until it just goes too far. And with that being said, you don't want to be friends with somebody who never values your time. Are they constantly late? Are they constantly flaking out at the last minute? Now, I'm not perfect. I am the late friend, and that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? And it just depends on what you're doing. Like, if you're doing something that requires, like, for example, a reservation or something like that, and they can't even show up for that. Now, when it comes to reservations, I don't play. Like, that's when I usually just be right on time. But usually if it's something like, oh, can you come over, or can we go to the club or something like that, or come to a party, that's when I'm kind of like late, because I take a long ass time getting ready. But they constantly just don't respect your time. You know, you tell them, oh, come be here at this time, and they're there 2 hours later. You know what I'm saying? That's probably not a good thing, and I'm calling my own self out on that because I am not good with time management. But also, I don't flake out at the last minute. And I had a lot of friends that were very flaky and stuff like that, to the point where it would be something really important that we're doing and they would flake out on me like it was nothing. Like we're planning on going on a walk or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And if it could go from something like that where they could just flake out on you with any type of plan, imagine if it's your wedding, a baby shower, something really important, like anything, reservation, anything like that. They do not value your friendship. One thing that really pisses me off when I befriend other people, other women most likely, is they always, like, when y'all planning something, when y'all trying to hang out and stuff like that, why is it that most bitches always want to do what they want to do? We're all down for it. I'm down for it. Like, I'm that type of friend that we can do anything. We can go to the club. We can go, as long as it makes sense and as long as it's something that I can actually do. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. But anytime I plan something or something like that, it's like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. I don't want to do that, or I can't do that, or I don't want to be out so late. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they can't ever meet you halfway. You're always doing something that they want to do, but they never do something that you want to do. Or I don't want to do that, that's lame. Or I don't work out, or I don't do this, I don't do, you know what I'm saying? It's always excuses anytime, you plan on doing something that you actually want to do, but you're always doing what they want to do. You're always doing their plans, and that's one thing I really don't like. Like, I don't, especially if I'm constantly doing something that I don't even like to do just because I want to hang out with you and stuff. Like, I want to do something that I like to do sometimes too. Like, let's say, for example, we're going to a certain club, and I don't like that club, but I go to that club because I'm your friend and I want to hang out with you. But if I decide, oh, let's go to this club instead, and it's just like, I don't want to go there for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? And it's a constant thing about every freaking thing y'all do. That's one-sided, because, like, why can't we ever do what we want to do, but we always got to do what the other person got to do? You know what I'm saying? And if we don't do what they want to do, it's like we're not going to hang out. So yeah, that's weird. I just think, if it's going to be a working friendship, it should be compromised, and y'all should be doing what y'all both want to do from time to time. Like, maybe one day one person makes a plan and y'all do what they want to do. One day the other person makes a plan and y'all do what they want to do. Because it's always, oh yeah, I'm doing this, you want to come along? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then one day I just be like, oh yeah, I want to do this. Do you want to do this too? And it's just like, no. And it's like, okay, I guess whatever. I'll hang out with you another time. I don't like that. I don't like that. Period. I don't. And then on top of that, I don't like the type of people or the type of friends that never include you in the shit. Now, I know we don't own nobody. You could be friends with as many people as you want to be friends with, but this specifically happens in, like, friendship groups or whatever. You may feel like you're oftentimes the person that's left out, never included in things. Like, you constantly see your friend group hanging out and doing all this stuff, but you don't even know about the plans that they had. They're just out and about. And I mean, I'm kind of wishy-washy about that. Like, I understand it, but then at the same time, I've been the person that's been excluded from shit all the time. And I know how it feels. And it's just like, damn, like, y'all must not really like me at all, because anytime I, want to do something, I ask majority of the people I'm closest to hang out, or do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Especially if they're like your best friend or like somebody you're really close to, and then that person just never includes you into anything. They want to hang out with their other friends constantly, or even if they treat their other friends better than they treat you, then that's another red flag that the friendship is one-sided, because they just may not fuck with you the same way they fuck with other people. And I get it. Every friendship is different. Everybody is friends for different things. But do you constantly feel like, you know, you're always left out, and that person only hits you up, like I said, when they need something, or every once in a blue moon, or maybe not even to do anything fun. They'll probably just hang out with you at your house, or you go to their house or something like that, but they never want to hang out with you in public. Maybe they're embarrassed of you, or they just think you're not cool, or they don't really fuck with you like that, or whatever, or you just the oddball out when it comes to like them hanging out with their other friends, or you being in a friend group. Like, they probably click a little bit more, and then you're not the one that everybody's vibing with, so you constantly feel like you're alone and stuff. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's really heartbreaking. Not really heartbreaking, but it's very disappointing. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel like I'm lame as fuck when I know I'm not. And it's just like, if you don't like me, just say that. Like, if you don't fuck with me, if you don't like me, just say that. Like, I don't like feeling like I'm constantly left out. Like, how are you my friend if you don't ever want to hang out with me, if you never want to talk to me, if you never want to like it makes me feel like I got cooties. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you my friend? Are you my friend from a distance? You know what I'm saying? And I dealt with that with a lot of friendships. Like, I constantly, I would want to hang out with them, want to do stuff, want to talk to them, and they'll just always be too busy for me. But then they'll be on Snapchat turning up with their other friends and stuff like that. And then, like, on top of that, they will lie, like, or act like you're constantly just busy when you're doing the same shit I'm doing. I don't know. And then on top of that, it's like, when I be feeling like that from people, I feel like when they actually do want to hang out, I'm like the last person they call type shit. Like, I may be the first person they call when they need something, but the last person they call to hang out. Like, if everybody else is busy or got something else going on, and then they hit you up all of a sudden, like, out of nowhere, you're just the last resort. They didn't really want to hang out with you for real. Like, that's so fucking, like, fake. I hate that shit. Are you always the butt of the joke? Now, like, all right, let me explain. This could be in a friend group, or just a personal friendship or two. But are you constantly the one that everybody's making fun of, like, always joking on? They don't joke on each other, but they kind of joke on you type shit. Yeah, I know how that feels, and it's annoying. And then they always say, "Oh, I'm just playing," or "I'm just playing." You know what I'm saying? Like, that I'm just playing shit. It has a little bit of truth to it. Like, it may not always have some truth, but it always has like a little bit of truth. Especially they always going for you. Especially if they can never say anything nice about you. Like, if I'm constantly like hyping my friends up, supporting them, liking their Instagram pictures, and they can't even do the same for me, that's weird. That's weird. And I had a friend like that. Like, that shit weird as fuck. And it's like, anytime she would say something, it would just be like a backhanded compliment. Like, "Oh yeah, those are cute, but not on you," type shit. Or it will look better on me. Stuff like that. You don't want them type of friends. Like, because that's shady. That's hater type shit. And most of my friends, growing up were always like that. Like, always throwing some type of shade at me. I would throw a little shade back sometimes too, because it's just like, you ain't gonna always be throwing shade at me, and I'm not gonna shade your ass. Like, you got me messed up. Like, they can't ever give you a genuine compliment, like, "Oh, Kalandra, you look cute today," or "Kalandra, that outfit look cute on you," or "Yes." Like, you know how girls be hyping each other up? It took me years to find friends that actually do that. And it's like, I'm so used to girls hating on me or girls throwing shade. It's like, I gotta get into a habit of actually being that friend that hypes people up. And I'm not like not hyping people up on purpose, but I just grew up around hating ass bitches or girls that just don't want to give compliments. And now I'm in an environment where girls are actually openly giving compliments and actually being supportive. So I'm kind of getting used to that, and I'm kind of trying to like make sure I'm that type of friend that's doing that, because I just wasn't used to having girls around me that did that. And just constant shade. Like, it's okay to like play around with each other, but like, if somebody's shading you about your looks or how you do things or how you are, that's a problem. that's somebody you can't keep around. Like, you should not keep that person around. They're not your real friends. They throwing shade on you, but they going fucking, you know, it's like they throwing shade with a little sugar on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? A little sugar on it. You know, trying to butter you up a little bit, but they meant what they said. They don't fuck with you for real. And the truth will always come out. And then when something really does happen, or y'all have a fallout, they'll have so much hateful shit to say about you that you never thought that they were really thinking this type of shit until the friendship is over, or until y'all get in an argument. Like, those little shady comments will turn out to be like, it'll be like the real raw, you know what I'm saying, the real raw truth of it. Like, I see you trying to be like me with that little puff in your head, something like that, and then when y'all get in an argument or y'all have a fallout, it's, bitch, you're always trying to be like me, you're always copying me. And it's just like, oh, I see how it is. Okay, that's how you really feel. Better watch out for them type of friends, man, because that was one of the main things that caused a lot of my friendships to end. And to end this video, the last thing is if they talk about you behind your back. Like, that's, you know, that's nothing new. But one thing I will say is it took me a while to even figure out if somebody was talking about me behind my back. You know, somebody talking about you behind your back, like, they don't fuck with you. Like, that's obvious. Like, that shouldn't even be anything I should have to break down to you guys. Like, especially if you're a certain age bracket, you should know that if people talking shit about you behind your back, they don't like you, right? But if you're my friend and you're doing that shit, it's like, why are you hanging around me? Like, if you have all these bad things to say about me, why are you around me? Like, I had this girl that I was real cool with. I'm gonna tell you two situations, okay? I had this one girl that I was real cool with, and I let her stay in my house. And then when she felt some type of way about something that she didn't even talk to me about, that's another thing. If they get mad at you quickly about shit and they don't even talk to you about the issue, especially if you didn't do anything wrong. Like, it's one thing if you did some shady shit or you did some fucked up shit, but if you really did some shit, not even did some shit, but if you just did something that irritated them and you didn't even know that, you know, they were irritated by it, but they're treating you different, that's another thing. Like, that's some shady fake ass shit. So, like, let's say she got mad at me because of something I didn't even know she was mad at me about, and this bitch was staying in my house, and her husband at the time was also staying with us, and her and the dude fell out, and she had so much fucking bullshit to say about me. Like, she said some fucked up shit about me that I didn't even know she felt that way, and never ever said to my face. Like, even when we had previous fallouts before, you know what I'm saying, she never said like some foul shit like that. And I knew she was the type to talk about me because she would talk about her other friends when they would have fallouts. Like, she would say some shit, like, she'll run to me and saying all types of shit about these bitches or whatever. And she even kind of gave it away low-key that she was talking about me, because we had a situation prior to the last situation where she was like, yeah, I went to my friend such and such about the situation, and she even said you was wrong. So that was like a sign right there that she was talking about me. But basically, like, she had some really foul, disgusting, and she even lied about a lot of shit that I did. And it's no telling, like, who she could have told this shit to, you know, when she left my house and stuff like that. But yeah, she just had some really foul, disgusting, horrible shit to say about me. And it really hurt because I was friends with this girl for like maybe 5 years or something like that, since like junior year of high school. So yeah. And then, like, I had this other girl I was friends with where she was just constantly be cool with girls who didn't like me, and I didn't even know why they didn't like me. But she would just constantly tell me like stuff they would say about me over and over again, because she would just hang around girls, like I said, that didn't like me. And every time she'd be around them, they would always have something to say about me. And it's just like, okay, these girls are talking about me to you, who is also my friend, my close friend, my best friend. I called you my best friend, right? Why were they so comfortable to say all these things about me? Like, what even fit? It had to be something to light the fuel to even get them to start talking about me, to even be going in on me like that. Like, okay, the bitch called me ugly or the bitch called me broke. Just for an example, right? Where did it come from out of nowhere for the girl to call me ugly and broke? Like, were y'all talking about rainbows and all of a sudden the bitch was just like, Kalandra's ugly and broke? Or Kalandra's hair looks like shit? Like stuff like that. Like, did that come out the blue? Like, what lit the fire to that conversation for the girl to be so comfortable to say so much about me? And that is something I didn't even think about, like, until way after the friendship was over. Like, it's weird, right? Like, why? What is it that you're telling these people? Especially when it wasn't even just one person. It was hella people, right? Like, she wasn't really popular, but she was cool with a lot of people. And half of those people did not like me for some reason. I don't know why. But they always had so much to say about me. But she never said what she said or what even led up to the conversation. And of course, I didn't have that common sense to even ask or even think about it. But yeah, that's just real weird, real shady. Like, I'm sorry. If I understand, like, okay, people may talk shit about you to your friends or whatever, and your friend may be cool with somebody that doesn't like you. It happens. I get it. I understand, like, people are gonna talk shit about you, but like, why is it that you're constantly talking shit? Like, the first time somebody has something to say about me, you should shut that shit down. Like, okay, I'm cool with you, I'm cool with her, but I'm not gonna accept you talking about her to me, because that's the type of friend I would be. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and listen to somebody bash somebody I'm close to. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Like, that's weird. It's weird as fuck. But I'm gonna end this video here. But hopefully, if you're kind of questionable about somebody you're close to, hopefully this video gave you some clarification on what red flags you might be ignoring in your friendships. And hopefully, you know, that could give you the fuel, the confidence, whatever you want to call it, to cut their ass off, beat their ass, cuss their ass out. I don't care what you gotta do, because like, some people really deserve it. Some people deserve violence. Like, I know violence ain't the answer, but some people deserve it. Like, whatever it is you gotta do, whether you want to confront them, beat their ass, cut them off, whatever the fuck, drop that friendship, whatever it is you gotta do. Hopefully, you know, that gave you some clarification, and I can do more videos like this if you want me to. So like, comment, subscribe, you know, let me know. I'll do it. And I'll see you later. Peace. Wait, what kind of... Bye.